Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello and very good morning to all of you. I hope you are safe and sound. Welcome to Melly's Telegram classes. This is the grammar lesson for elementary level part 2. In this lesson today, we're going to talk about the usages of the present continuous tense. Before we get started, let's do some oral exercises in the present continuous tense. So, number 1. Change the following sentences to negative. There are 5 positive sentences and I want you to change them to negative. Let me do the first one as an example. Shadina is sitting in his office. So this is a positive sentence, and if you want to change it to negative, you have to say Shadina is not or isn't sitting in his office. Good luck with the rest of them. Okay, so let's talk about them. Number 2, Mr. Jamal is calling his friend. Mr. Jamal is not calling his friend. 3, I'm writing a book now. So I'm not writing a book now. 4, he is asking him a question. He is not or isn't asking him a question. And 5, Fawad is translating the words. Fawad is not or isn't translating the words. Let's have another oral exercise. Change the following sentences to questions. So there are some sentences and I want you to change them to questions or interrogative sentences. So let me model the first one. She is performing well now. So if you want to change it to question, you have to bring the to be verb to the beginning of the sentence. You should say, is she performing well now? Now do the rest of them. Okay, so let me talk about the answers. Number 2, he is doing his own job. So, is he doing his own job? 3, I'm learning English. Am I learning English? 4, he and she are using my computer. Are he and she using my computer? And number 5, Ahmad and Khadija are playing out. So, are Ahmad and Khadija playing out? The next oral exercise is about correcting the sentences. So there are mistakes in the following sentences and I want you to correct them. Let me do the first one. Mahmoud is correct the sentences. Now in this sentence, the problem is with the main verb, because in present continuous tense or in all the continuous tenses, we use verb ing. So you have to say Mahmoud is correcting the sentences. This is a very common mistake most of my students make. Okay, so let me show you how you should do them. Number 2, I am calling my friends now. I am calling my friends now. She is crying now. Now in this sentence, there is no mistake. 4, the weather is changed day by day. The weather is changing day by day. Marwa is mind her business. Marwa is minding her business. Now let's talk about the usages of the present continuous tense. The first usage says that it shows an action that is in progress around the time of speaking, but not at the moment of speaking. Now if you remember, we had talked about the definition of the present continuous tense. Usually, the present continuous tense talks about an action that is happening right now or at the time of speaking. But sometimes we use it to talk about an action that is not necessarily happening right now, but it is happening around the time of speaking. In simple words, it is happening nowadays. So, for example, she is teaching at Melly nowadays. So maybe she's not teaching there right now, but nowadays, around the time of speaking, she is teaching there. Another example, he is working in a bank. I'm reading an interesting book. So it's possible that I'm not reading the book right now, but I'm reading it nowadays. My father is working in a factory for the time being. Usage number 2. It expresses an action that has already been planned or arranged to take place in the near future. Now, sometimes the present continuous tense talks about the future or something that is planned in the future. But future can be far, it can also be near. So the present continuous tense usually talks about the near future. Make sure you use a time expression with it to make the meaning clear. So what is the structure? We use the present continuous tense followed by future time expressions like tomorrow, very soon, immediately, next week, tonight, this January, etc., etc. So let's have some examples. Abdul Sabur is going to America next month. Now he's not going now, neither is he going nowadays, but he's gonna go in the future, in the near future, next month. Joseph and Isaac are meeting tonight. She is coming back tomorrow. And I'm sending my application to the Fulbright committee soon. Now, usage number 3 says that it can be used with the frequency adverb always to express anger or irritation over a repeated action. Now, sometimes we can use the frequency adverb always to show an action that irritates you or that disturbs you. So, for example, he is always sitting here. I don't like it. I don't like that he's sitting here. Or she is always beating my children. This action of hers irritates me. It makes me angry. They are always fighting at this time. And number 4, he is always coming late. This concludes our section for today. Remember, this was just a short version of our today's lesson. The same lesson is taught in complete details in our regular classes. Thank you very much.